Greetings, I'm Tim of Govberg, and I'll be your guide to the proper usage and care of the IWC Aquatimer 2000 automatic. It's important to note that this automatic winding timepiece can nevertheless be manually wound by threading the crown in a counter-clockwise direction until it pops into the first position. At that point, begin advancing it in clockwise direction a minimum of 20 times until you see the seconds hand begin to advance. At this point, you can replace the crown flush to the case, put the watch on the wrist, and the natural course of action on the wrist in conjunction with the automatic winding system will wind the watch to its maximum power reserve of 44 hours. However, you can manually wind the watch to 44 hours simply by continuing to turn the crown. The bridle-style mainspring is designed to slip and relieve excess tension, so you simply cannot accidentally overwind this automatic winding timepiece. Once the watch is wound, there are two refinements that allow for precise setting of the time and the date. The first is known as stop or hacking seconds. By pulling the crown to its outermost position as the hand approaches 12 o'clock, you can now precisely synchronize the watch to the nearest second against a known accurate reference time, such as an atomic clock or a radio clock. Once the time has been set, there's an intermediate position between winding and hacking in which the watch quick-set function can be easily engaged. The quick-set function is useful should the watch run down or encounter an irregular length month. However, it's important to note that the quick-set should never be actuated between the hours of 9 p.m. and 3 a.m. as this is the period during which the watch's own automatic date jumper is engaged, and attempting to use the quick-set during that 6-hour span can severely damage the movement. Now, once everything has been set and wound, simply apply pressure to the crown lightly and turn in a clockwise direction until the crown comes to a stop against the case flank. At this point, the watch is secure up to its rated depth of 2,000 meters. However, IWC advises certain restrictions with respect to water resistance, and the first and most important is that the crown must always be threaded in completely, and its functions should never be actuated when the watch is submerged or even when there is water on the watch, as this can bypass the seals and introduce moisture to the interior of the timepiece. Moreover, water resistance, no matter how impressive, is not a static feature of a watch. The rated factory water resistance is valid only when it has been verified by IWC or one of its authorized retailers, and therefore IWC recommends having the watch water tested no more than 12-month intervals. Once a year, especially for a watch rated for professional diving such as the Aquatimer 2000, is the minimum interval between water tests that IWC advises to ensure factory-rated hermeticity. Seals age and lubricants dry over time. This is why it's important to always take care and take precautions before using this watch as a backup dive timer. Moreover, there are certain atmospheric conditions, such as extreme moisture, that further mitigate against leaving the crown out. Always thread it in, keep it secure, and with respect to winding, should you leave this watch in rotation such that there are extended periods when it's not used, IWC does recommend winding the watch at least once a month to keep the movement in motion and the lubricants evenly distributed. Furthermore, it's important to note that magnetism poses unique hazards to watches, such that exposure to refrigerator doors, subwoofers, or MRI equipment can alter the timing of the watch adversely. Should you suspect that your watch has been magnetized, take it to an IWC authorized retailer where equipment is available to quickly and easily demagnetize the watch. With respect to fitment of the watch, should you wish to fit it over a dive suit, there is a function of the strap such that tabs on the underside allow both sides to be easily removed without the use of tools, and they can be replaced with an extended strap for use over a dive suit. It's important to note that as easily as they are removed, so are they reattached. Simply press until you hear a snap. At this point, the strap is completely replaced and secure against the case. IWC equips this watch with a unidirectional bezel system known as Safe Dive. The bezel itself is internal and unidirectional. Externally, the bezel is bidirectional and attached to a differential whose vent can be seen on the case flank. You'll note that due to the ratcheting action, you cannot accidentally extend a dive. When you line the index up with the minute hand to commence timing, you can only accidentally shorten the dive. The Safe Dive system mitigates against accidental extension of a dive. Moreover, the safe dive system, should be noted, is a differential device. It is not a helium release valve on the case flank. Finally, with respect to mechanical service, IWC advises having the watch serviced comprehensively every 2 to 5 years. This should only be performed at an IWC independent authorized retailer or factory boutique, as these agencies alone have the proper equipment, trained personnel, and factory replacement parts to protect both the performance and the integrity of your investment. Moreover, only these agencies are authorized to back each watch service with a factory warranty on parts and service performed. To learn more about the proper care and usage of your IWC Aquatimer 2000 automatic and the entire IWC model line, call into our experts on our website, govbergwatches.com.